Dear friends, welcome back. In this video, I'd like to go through one machine on the OneHub, which is Decoy. The link will be added into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine if you want. I think this machine is not very difficult. However, taking a good methodology is very important. Without further ado, let's just get started. We can switch over to the Kali Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. So we can launch netdiscover with the option of I to specify the interface. And the netdiscover will use this interface to send out the packets to discover the machine on the target, or waiting for the response from the alive machines, and use the -R option to specify or narrow down the network range. So now we can press enter. As you can see, the IP address of the target could be recognized as 253. So what are we going to do next? We need to do the port and the service scanning with the Nmap to save time. I've already completed before, so for now we just get out its result. So as you can see over here, I used the options like scene scan, the virtual scan, the default script scan, and followed by the -P- to do the full range port scan. And the last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Although, as you can see over here, the IP address has been changed from the first time when I did the machine. Anyway, from the Nmap scanning, we can tell that the target has 2 open port numbers in total. The first one is running SSH service, and also the version information. As we know, this version, I don't think we can find any vulnerability for this version. And the last one, or the second one, is 80, which is running HTTP service, and also the version information Apache 2, and also give us from the default script scanning with the HTTP service, we know that the target in its home page has one file. The file name is save.zip. Of course, afterwards we need to download it and check it manually. So what are we going to do next? We need to do the immersion with this HTTP service, both manually and automatically. Let's launch our browser to do the manual immersion first. Sorry, I need to clear the history first, or in advance. So now we can put the IP address of the target into the address bar. Oh, sorry, I misspell the IP address. So here, I think from the Nmap we have already know that this file we can download, and we can move from downloads directory to current working directory, and then we can unzip. It's this is the passphrase or password protected. So how to do? We can use zip jump to convert this. Oh, sorry, not zip to jump. Save, and we can save it to like hashes, and then we can use John the Ripper, and we can use the default word list log queue. Okay, because I've already cracked it earlier, so the in my machine has some sort of a cache. To display the cached password, we can use the option show and hashes. And this is the password manual, and very simple password. So then we can unzip with this password. We can copy and paste in here, no problem. So as you can see, we have already decompressed with the password to the etc, and very important. I think this should be some like password file we can get out. Password file, sorry, password file, and also so we know I think this should be the only normal user on the target. And the shadow, also we have already got the shadow. You know, shadow stores the encrypted password. Okay, so I think next we can, we can crack the password. Of course, if you want, you can get out some other files there. But I think the most important files are the password file and the shadow file. Next, we can use shadow on shadow, and then we can follow by the password file and the shadow, and we can save to like hashes. Okay, and then we can use the John the Ripper to crack. Of course, as you can see now, inside in this file, the root has just two users have the bash or have login capability. I think this should be which one? Yeah, this one, and also the root user. Normally the root user, its password would be complicated and strong enough. So to save time of this video, I'd like to delete the root line. We can delete. Okay, now we can write. Of course, if you want, you can also leave it as it is, and then we can use the John the Ripper to crack word list decoy. And because again the same reason, we can use the show command or option to display the password. The password is also very simple one, server. So now I think we can use SSH to the target with this username and password. Okay, we need to remove this history data first. And yes, server. Wonderful. We have already successfully logged in to the target as user. Very long and long username. Anyway, next we need to do some local immersion. We can get out the user flag. However, command not found. So I think this is some sort of, we can echo shell. As you can see, the shell is restrict bash. So next, I think before we move forward, we need to escape from this restrict shell. Okay, so how to do? We can exit the current session, and you can go to this website, which link will be added into the description section below as well. So of course we can try. For me, I always try this way. We can use the T option to specify the terminal. So how to do? We can connect. We use different shell type, and the password is server. However, we got the cannot specify the command. All right, so next we can try this option. Okay, let's press enter. And the server, it's working, right? It's working, great. So now I think we can echo. Oh, we are still in the same. We still are with the same restrict shell. However, I think now we can, for example, we can do a lot of things like go to home, no problem. Like go to the var. Okay, so I think next, however, now we still cannot run some command. So it's a bit weird, right? And we can, because I think this should be caused by the pass variable. And as you can see, the pass variable is very weird. No, I think this we cannot see in the normal system. And for example, we can echo or print out the path variable of my Kali Linux. I can use the path. As you can see, it's a very different. Okay, so I think to use the command properly, we can copy this part, and we can copy, and we can use export and the path, and we can paste in here and pass. So now if we run the password file, we can run a command, a cat, right? Great. So I now think we can run commands normally, okay? And now we can go to the home directory to do the local immersion. All right, we can cut out the user flag, no problem. And here there is very big. So the bash history, and also has honeypot decoy. Interesting. And also, so maybe I think next I'd like to take a look at this one, the bash history. We do not need to check because all history commands will be will be cleared. Okay. And so next one, this one is executable. We can use a file command honey. So this is the 64-bit executable, and we can use the string. Maybe I can run it, honey. So welcome to the honeypot administration manager. Please select an option like date, calendar, shutdown. I think, maybe there's some commands running at the background or behind this scene. Okay, so for example, like as you can see, if we choose the option 1 will display the current date time. So next, I think we can use strings to see whether we can manipulate this this executable. For example, if the date command is not in the form of absolute path, then we can manipulate this one. For example, we can generate our own date command. However, actually this is our bin bash, the bash command. Okay, and now we can cut out this executable, and let's scroll up to see whether we can find. Yeah, as you can see, I think this should be matching which option. I think should be this one, and the AV scan would be launched. So maybe this one, the antivirus scan. But unfortunately, the strings output didn't display which kind of command is used by the option file and reboot. So how about rebooting? No command, and also the cal. I think this should be, actually matching this one, calendar, and also the date. However, those commands are in the form of absolute path. We cannot. Maybe this one. I'd like to cut out this file. However, no such file or directory. So how to do? Okay. Now, and I think I'd like to take a look at another directory, SV, and there is logs directory, and logs. Log. I think this one is very familiar to us, right? It looks like this is the output of PSPY utility, and as you can see over here. So I think we can get some information from this output. the PHP. So we can cut out the command, but no 8080. Interesting. However, I think we can get this one, the tar. So next, I think I'd like to look for this checkroot. You know, checkroot is some utility to scan the backdoor or rootkit. Maybe I try to find this file first, and then we can go back. But nothing returned. We can use Google, or maybe Google. Google is better, I think. And checkroot rootkit. So this is the locally checks for signs of a rootkit. Locally checks for signs of rootkit includes this one to check if the interface is in promise code mode. Sorry, my bad. However, you know, at this moment we didn't find the checkroot. Nothing, right? Nothing relating to the checkroot kit process. So I think this command should be also, so this command should be launched by this one. I'd like to go back. I show you in action so you know what I mean. We can run the honeypot again. For example, I think this one, the AV scan, you know, AV is I think it's very closely with the checkroot kit. So maybe at the background, the AV, when we launch this AV scan and the checkroot kit binary or utility will be executed. Okay, for example, we can run the file, and so will be launched in a minute or less. We can use the ps command to display to see whether now the checkroot kit has been launched by the honeypot decoy. Nothing. Maybe we need to give it some time. Nothing there. As you can see here, I think this utility has been triggered by honeypot decoy. So I also can give us I think, of course, just now we have already got its version information. So next we need to check whether this version of checkroot kit has vulnerability or not. We can use the search exploit utility checkroot kit. Okay, actually this one and the version is exactly matching. So next we can search with option of -m to copy out this. I think this is not exploit code, maybe some sort of a construction. Okay, and to to exploit this vulnerability is very simple. Only two stops will be involved. So this one put an executable and run checkroot kit as UID. So of course we cannot manually run this checkroot kit as root user. UID is equal 0 means the root user. However, just now we know that this script or this utility is run by root user, and so how to trigger this utility? We can, launch the the honeypot decoy and choose the option of a file, and then this utility will be executed. Okay, so now we just what we have to do is put an executable file, and of course we must use this lim update. Okay, so let me show you in practice. We can go to the temp directory, because here we can do almost everything. We can upload file, we can create a file. Okay, so we can, I think we can, create the reverse shell command, and you can get it from this PenTestMonkey website. We can copy and we can paste it in here. We need to change its IP address. And also the port number, I'd like to change it to my favorite one. Okay, so now we can copy and we can echo. We need to use double quotes to close up and update. We must use this lim, and we can change the mode, update. Okay, and now we can set up the listener. And now we can check. Maybe we need to trigger the check root kit again. So we can go to the home, go to the home directory, and we can run it. Select file, and we can check grep. I think it's running. As you can see, we have already got another shell, and this shell belongs to root user. And then we can navigate to root directory, and then we can, get the final flag without issue. So that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.